Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sama. So in today's video I want to speak about this Kemi Oluloyo, just to let you guys know that Kemi Oluloyo has been made in charge of Sylverster's story. A lot of you may have heard about Sylvester. I have his video. I'm not going to go into all of that. I'll put the link to the video for the full story in the description box. It's basically a young boy that was in a boarding school and some things happened and the boy ended up leaving this world a day before his birthday, and the family are trying to fight for justice. They have come out on social media. They show their whole, the whole thing that happened and all of that, and social media made this thing go wild and go wide. People saw it and people felt the pain of this family and the what this boy must have gone through, and people want justice for the boy. A lot of celebrities took it up, and justice for Sylvester and all of those hashtags going on. So I just decided to come and share that there's this lady, Kemi Oluloyo. The federal government has made her in charge of the whole thing completely. They have made her commissioner of police, inspector general of police. They have made her the lawyer in charge. They have made her, what else did they make her now? They have basically given all the powers, made her the official national investigative journalist for the case. Everything. The federal government has appointed this woman. In case you don't get it, this is basically sarcasm, right? I'm just basically trying to be sarcastic, right? People have been telling me, have you guys seen what this Kemi Oluloyo is saying? Have you guys... I personally, I'm not someone that want to really speak about what she's doing, because I feel like it will end up causing a distraction, because there's something going on. How important is Kemi Oluloyo in this case? That's why I feel like it's a distraction. Let the focus be where it is. Nothing she says carries any weight. Let's be honest. She has not been made in charge of anything. She is an investigative journalist. That's what she says she is, right? This is the same woman that used to say, if I'm not mistaken, was it 2 years ago or whatever, where she used to say, when I was at BBC, at CNN, when I was at CNN, I think CNN not said, they don't know how. I'm going to start laughing. There was a saga, I can't remember how it went. I remember I addressed it too. Then she now came out and said, I never said that I was a so capacity. Whether she now claimed, I don't know whether now said she was a cleaner or a CNN. I don't even know. The same woman today is coming out and shaking her mouth there. She's investigating Sylverster's story from her bedroom in her night dress and bonnet on her head. Now there she did for investigate. She did not meet Sylvester. She was not there, and she sat in her own house and found out that Sylvester wanted to be a cultist. Okay, let me continue. I didn't want to really address it, to be honest, but because when people keep making a video request and you don't do it, I just like to let me do it and get it out of the way. Now, this woman came out and said that this little boy that was 11-year-old wanted to be, that's what she said, wanted to be a cultist. And in the same breath, she is saying that those boys are minors. The suspects were minors, and that people have no right to mention their names. People have no right to show their pictures. People have no right to do that. And yet, she seems to forget that Sylvester was even also a minor, 11-year-old. And then she's saying all these things about Sylvester. So, somehow, she believes in the protection of the suspects above protection of the victim. She said it that those boys are minors, they should not show their faces. Because she lived abroad, it's very quick for her to now feel like that's another thing that happened. Know why they Nigeria now they blame. Anybody come out with one kind of phone, you people will be bowing to the person. Or somebody now say, I used to live in Canada, I was in America. Once they just do that, Nigerians begin to look at them as if they are bigger than whatever. Nobody entered this world with two heads. You went to America, you lived in Canada, and so what? And so what? Right? When she come and say, do you know in America, this is how it's done? A so-called, she claims to be an investigative journalist. She said, I don't work on emotions. I work on facts. And what are your facts? When you forget the fact, nobody knows. On top of your bed, you put your hand under your bed, you bring it out, fact, boom. You're bringing out facts, just whipping them out from under your bed. How do you get your facts? Investigative journalist. Okay, she said, if it was America, if it is this, if it is that. Recently, a young boy shut up his school in America. His face is all over the news. There are a lot of underage children that committed crimes, and they never blur their faces. They never hid their names. This little boy just lost his life a day to his 12th birthday. You're free to say that, okay, or believe or uphold that those were minors. You know, don't put their faces out there, don't put their names out there. But why can't you apply it as well to the victim? That is where your bias showed. And she's claiming, you know, in America, you know, if she knows, you know, me, I don't know any proof that this lady was actually ever worked in the capacity of journalism. I haven't seen the proof. Me, I haven't. See me now making YouTube videos. I cannot come here and claim what I'm not. When some people say you are not professional journalist, I go tell them, say, I'm not a journalist though. Did I tell you I'm a journalist? I have never claimed to be. Anybody can have a platform and use it, but let's not be claiming what we are not. I don't know who she is or what she is, but I haven't seen proof that she's those things. Now, she is speaking. If it is America, a journalist, you know, as a journalist, you know, as a journalist, if in America or the UK, you sit in your house as a journalist and you are claiming that a minor that lost his life a day before his birthday is a cultist, is a whatever way she's phrasing it, you will be sacked. You will be sacked. I'm saying I don't go with sentiment. I go with facts. Even journalists are trained to know when a case is a sensitive case. I don't know what this woman would gain by saying some of these things she's saying about a boy that's young enough to be her grandchild. Why don't you sit back and wait for the whole case to be finished before distracting people? That's what I don't understand. And then she jumped from that. She turned to AFCC. She said, what does his father do for a living? How can he have 2 children, about many children, in a school that pays 1 million naira? When did that become your job? Only you, EFCC, only you has become a detective, become Inspector General of Police, become the whatever, and now have turned to EFCC to now say, what does his father do for a living? Are you being real? You know, her father, I think her father used to be a governor of his state or something like that. And sometimes they think that you know it's only their fathers, politicians or whatever that can make money in Nigeria. There are some people that are rich in Nigeria. We know that there are stories in Nigeria of how tough the country is. We know, but let's not come here and act as if everybody in Nigeria is poor. There are some people that are doing legitimate jobs in their lives and they have money. All these so-called politicians' children now look at someone that was never a politician and the person has money. They'll start questioning. What kind of... I don't understand. Is that the journalism? So what is she now investigating? Sylverster or Sylverster's father? Which one? Choose one. Abigbobo Nisha, Yoruba speaker. Everything joined together. So now, how do you investigate Sylverster's story? And you are jumping down and investigating his father at the same time. Who they do that kind of job? How? I don't understand. Let me tell you, there are some people that think only their family will do well in Nigerian society. There are some people that have never been in politics, have never been whatever, but they are doing well. And they don't come and brag about it. You see, there are a lot of things I don't come here and be saying on social media. If I show you some of my own family members, let me put it this way, there are some houses that you will enter in Nigeria. If they don't tell you, you will not know that you are inside Nigeria. There are some people that have that money, that are living well in Nigeria. And then a former politician's child just feels like, how can you have that kind of money? And she was like, his parents shouldn't have shown him when he was in that terrible situation, when the boy was really, really, we all watched. I didn't watch the whole of it because I couldn't stomach it. I couldn't watch the whole of it. But some people watched it. One, it is not a crime. It is not against the law what they did. They is their son and they chose to. And nobody was forced to watch it. They haven't committed a crime. Now she is living what is supposed to be a crime and going to what is not a crime. It is not a crime for them to film their son and post him. She claims to be investigative journalist. That is that one. But at the same time, if they didn't film that and people did not get to see it koro with their eyes and feel what the parents felt, let me tell you, that video touched people in a different way. Because it's not them coming to narrate what their son went through. They allow people to experience what they experienced watching their son go through that. And it helped. That's why there was that uproar. That was what triggered people to say, let's fight for justice. And that is what gave this thing the power it has, the petrol that it has to take off the way it has taken off. And then she cannot see the advantage of what the parents have done to expose. If not for that, the school is shut down. And I believe that the school being shut down is a warning to other schools that you better sit up, buckle up, because if you don't do well, this can happen to your schools too. Because the society where a lot of people don't give a damn, anything they do, whatever. The best way to hit them their source of income. You're running a business. Parents are paying you millions a term for their child's education. The least you can do is keep their children alive for them. Look after their children. The least you can do. You are making billions from these people. Make your money, but make sure that people's children are safe under your care. Those are the checks and balances that keeps things running smoothly. When that doesn't happen, that is what you see in Nigerian healthcare. I was discussing with a friend the other day. I say, you see abroad, if a doctor misdiagnosed, gave the wrong diagnosis, and somebody did not make it, there's proof that it was misdiagnosis or the wrong treatment, the hospital can be sued. Doctors can lose their license and they can no longer practice. And for that reason, a lot of doctors have to think twice about what they are doing. They will make sure that what they are doing is according to the standard. Nigeria is not the same. Unfortunately, somebody left a comment that they try to insult himself that I'm always putting down my country. If you don't want me to speak the truth, you don't belong on this channel. You don't want the truth to be spoken. Nigerian doctors, not all, not all, but there are some of them that do not care. They come to work, they go, they treat people the way they like. A close family member was sick, went into hospital, and then they rang me and told me about it. And I rang the hospital, and I asked the doctor, what is wrong with her? And he said, oh, she has heart failure. And I said, she has heart failure. And he's narrating to me, we have given her, they've given her blood twice. He's not telling me that she has heart failure. And I'm thinking, if she has heart failure and you're pumping this blood into her, what blood is going to look after that? That is why the woman was swollen. And they just, it don't die. And I know that if that was abroad, that doctor should lose his license. That hospital should be shut down. Because they don't know what they are doing. But in Nigeria, that is it. He don't die, he don't die. You still pay all the bills even after the person is dead. For what? Paid to be killed. I'm not thinking myself, this hospital has just been paid for killing somebody. I'm not saying that person will have survived, but maybe they would have survived. There are a lot of times that family members have been in Nigeria hospital, and I'm asking questions, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm trying to explain. That doesn't make sense. Okay, family member took a child to hospital, and was treated and they went home. And I'm asking, what did they give? I heard this child coughing. I said, that sounds very like asthmatic cough. And he was saying, oh, it was in hospital and it was treated. And what did they give? Not explain to me what they gave. And I found out what they gave that child is asthmatic treatment. And I said, did the doctor tell you that they just gave your child asthmatic treatment? No. Did they tell you that is an asthma? He said, no. I said, look, how can you treat a child? I didn't even tell them, this is the treatment for asthma I'm giving your child. Until there is this check and balance where if a doctor is found guilty of wrong diagnosis, wrong treatment and stuff like that, they can lose their license. But they don't get investigated typically. The same thing about this story. It is people showing people not doing their job well. For there to be consequences for them doing their job wrongly that will bring about the changes we need in society. People have talked about this. Have you seen what Kemi is doing? And I saw the whole energy people were putting into justice for Sylverster has been diverted by one bedroom journalist. Bottom line, what I'm saying is this. We know we live in an age where everybody, well, not everybody, we live in an age where people are clout chasing, they are whatever, they're trying to whatever. Anything happens, they jump and say, let me use this one, let me use that one. This is a very sensitive issue. I would advise any matured, I believe any matured person should know. The chasing of clout, not a young 11-year-old child, let's say 12-year-old child that somebody should use for stuff like this. He said the boy was never bullied. She's basically saying the boy lied because the family have said that the boy reported being bullied in the past, and it was the family reported it to the school. The sibling confirmed that, so he's calling all these people. Sylverster lied. Sylverster's father is also a liar. His sister, the two sisters that we saw in that video, they are also, is that what she is saying? This is her so-called journalism she's claiming. So in the so-called abroad journalism, they don't teach you sensitivity to particular, situations. You're not taught that. They don't teach you not to insert yourself, because now it has become all about you rather than about the story, because that's what it has become. So they don't teach you your limits as a so-called investigative journalist. And when did the investigative journalists start releasing their findings even without finishing? Keep digging under that your bed. Be bringing out the facts. When it's complete, bring it out. Another thing I want to say, and this is why I didn't want to make a video to even address her, because attention then is diverted to her. I think those people that give a platform to speak should stop it. They want to interview somebody. Go and interview people that are officially put in positions to look after these cases. People that are you know, have been put in charge of these cases. Not anybody that comes out and claim. So if I claim now that I'm an investigative journalist, people will now say I'll be interviewing me about the case that I'm not even there to find out what's going on. I feel like this woman, because this is a minor we're talking about, she shouldn't be doing all this her thing with the story about a minor. It is too, it's not, you know, it's wrong. Do you know the right thing I think she should actually do? All these things she claimed that she was when she was abroad, let her go and investigate those ones. Right? Investigate it and get your authentic findings about the school school where you studied your journalism, the places you practice, the media houses you worked for. Bring authentic document to show us all these things. Investigate that one for us, at least, because a lot of us are doubting. I'm one of those that doubt that if she really has all this. Let her go and investigate those ones, and then come and produce the findings for us. Not the one inside your bedroom or with bonnet on your head and digging from under your pillow. No, correct information. Let's look at your whatever to see how qualified you are for these things you keep claiming. If she worked for a media house, you'll be sacked by now, because this is not how. Is this how you do journalism? You research yourself and make it as if it's a fight between you and the family of the boy. Is that how it's done? Honestly, she's done a lot of these things. About any story that comes up, she grabs it, and she always speaks as if she was there. Like me now, I make a video and say, according to the boy's father, the boy's father said so and so. And I can say, how can the school be collecting 1 million and they cannot really supervise these children? Those are the things that we're speaking, because we're not there. But not every single case. Not speaking as if she was there physically, she saw everything physically. I'm going to say it again. People want to chase clout. It's very easy. There are a lot of stories to chase clout about. What assignment she can do? Nigerians are trying to investigate the real age of Nedwoko. Can you do that one? There are some other kind of minor investigation you should go and do. The other time she said she was going to investigate whatever. She went to Nedwoko's and started eating jollof rice. After she ate jollof rice, she came out with praises of Nedwoko. A whole village is accusing Nedwoko of land grabbing, of a lot of things in that community. They have cried out. And she says she wants to investigate. That's the only time she has even ever traveled. And people were like, for her to have traveled to Abuja to go meet Nedwoko, they say, Auntie, who is bankrolling your project? This Dowen College that is near her, she never go investigate that one. She went all the way to Nedwoko in Abuja. Who paid for her flight? Who paid for everything? Whether she even stayed in his house, I don't know. See her smiling and happy, eating jollof rice and prawn. And when she finished investigating jollof rice, after she finished investigating the jollof rice and prawn, she came out and said, Nedwoko is innocent. The community accusing him, you know, go there, go speak with them one-on-one. She didn't go there to go find out the story from ground. No, she went to the accused in his house in Abuja and jollof rice and prawn, and came out singing the praise of Nedwoko. This is who says she's an investigative journalist, and people are giving her space or platform to speak. I'll say it again, anybody is free to chase clout, but I feel like chase it other ways. Leave the family and their sensitive case for the people in charge. Let's not joke with a story like that. You know, I didn't want to address this story, but I just said, let me actually make it. People have been saying, oh, you know, have you seen what this person is saying? I said, let me just want to say, this is how I feel about it. I feel like she has been doing it for a long time, things like this. But when it comes to a story of a minor, she should back off and just don't joke with something like this. It's too sensitive. That's how I feel about it. I'm not going to say more about it, honestly. I think I'll leave this here. As always, whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.